I just put myself at a tech conference receiving an award from Elon Musk himself. And maybe even seen these pictures on Instagram of people with celebrities, but it leaves you scratching your head wondering how it looks so realistic. Well, the answer is Nano Banana Pro. So in this video, I'm going to show you the automation using n8n and Nano Banana Pro to create hyper-realistic images that, quite frankly, make it very difficult to even know that it's AI. And just pulling this image up on Reddit, the guy is with Leonardo DiCaprio, and tell me that doesn't look extremely realistic. He's also got one with our boy Jack Sparrow. I mean, guys, that's insane. Tom Cruise. I mean, look at everything from the texture, the lighting, the color matching. It's perfect. And you can see no matter what scene he's in, it looks like they're all there. I mean, this one is insane. So at this point, image generation is getting pretty scary. But I'm going to show you how to build this out with n8n and Nano Banana Pro to create these hyper-realistic AI images. Let's get into it. So I've set up 3 very basic automations inside this workflow, and it's really the 3 main functionalities of Nano Banana Pro. The first one is text to image, the second one is image to image, and the third one is multiple images to image. This is how we can get a group of people into one picture, which is absolutely insane. Maybe you've seen the round tables, or they'll have the guy from The Sopranos, they'll have the Godfather, they'll have all these movie characters in one room. This is exactly how they're doing it. So the first one is text to image. Now, the way we're accessing Nano Banana Pro is through key.ai. We've used this in one of the previous videos in order to use Sora. They have Wan, Veo, Sora, Kling. They have all these different platforms that we can access through their API. And then we can see under images, we have Nano Bananas. Now, the cool thing is using Nano Banana Pro through key.ai gives us access to a couple different things. First, there's no watermark. So we don't get that little Gemini logo in the bottom right corner of our images. And second, we can get 4K images for just 12 cents, which is about 20% cheaper than the actual price through Google. 64K context window, 4K resolution. Another insane feature is now AI doesn't struggle with text. So you can say, type quote unquote, this sentence, like how much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? That was first take, by the way. And it will actually include the text in the image. We also have consistent character identity, which is another major improvement, so lots to look forward to. I will note that the pricing might change in the future, so if you can get it for 12 cents now through key.ai, I definitely go ahead and take advantage of that while it lasts. The reason we're here in key.ai is so we can access Nano Banana Pro through API calls in n8n. So to give you a breakdown, what we're doing here is in this edit fields node, we're just editing the field of prompt as a string. So in this value box, we're just going to write our prompt. So let's say a grizzly bear chasing a snowman through the woods. So we'll save this. And then in the next node, we have an HTTP request, which is then making that call to key.ai. And the reason why it's in post is because we're sending information there. We're saying, okay, this is our prompt and we're shooting it off. And then we have our URL here. And again, you guys can download this whole template. Everything is preloaded in my free school community down below. It's school.com/free community. Pretty easy to remember. Join in there and you guys can grab this template for free. Now, again, like I was saying, we have the value here. So we have bearer space your API key. So if we go back, so you can see here, the way we're going to enter our credentials is going to be bearer space token. If you go into your account and you go into API key here, all you need to do is click on create API key, type in the name, and then just create the API key. Once it's created, then we're going to click on copy, just copy and paste that API key right here. So it's bearer space API key, otherwise it won't work. And then if we scroll down again, all this is going to be preloaded. But what we're doing here is we're selecting our model. So Nano Banana Pro, and the input is going to be our prompt. And then we're sending which aspect ratio, resolution, and output format that we'd like. So we're going to get the output format as a ping. We're going to get 4K resolution. So all of that is set here and we can adjust that according to what we want. We can change this from 1:1 to 16:9 or 9:16 if you want to use it for long form or short form, which is great. And again, ping is going to leave us with super high quality. So I'd highly recommend keeping it as a PNG. So that's the first API call that we make. And what happens after we do that first one is it comes back to us and says, okay, cool, we got your request. Here's your task ID. So if you think about it like you go and order your food at a restaurant and they hand you your number ticket, right? It's basically the number they give you and they're telling you like, okay, we're going to go work on your food now. So while they're working on the food, or in this case, our image, all we have to do is wait. So we're just going to make it wait for 5 seconds. And this one just goes and checks the request to see if it's done. Now in the get image node, it's a GET request. So you see we're pulling the information back. We have our prompt, we send that out, we wait a second, we let it finish, and now we bring it back to us at the GET request. This query task endpoint is much simpler because all we have to do is provide the endpoint URL and just give it the task ID or the order number. And then we just give it our same exact API key again. So if I run this, see how it says task ID is required? It's because I haven't run it yet. So if I go into here and I click execute, and we've now executed this successfully. So now let's execute that workflow. And now an image is going to be created. And now you can see it's generating. 8 times, 9 times. It's going back and forth and just continues to wait 5 seconds and check and see if the video is done yet. And as soon as we have that URL, the video being complete, then it'll be finished, and then we'll be able to finally see the result URL here. Okay, so it's just been completed, and if we go into that get image, we can clearly see it has a task ID for us from the previous node as the input. Again, in n8n, we have the inputs on the left side and the outputs on the right. Information comes in from the left, we do something with it, and then we output that information. So we can see now we have a task ID, and then we have this switch node after the get image node, because when we check in our order, the API can basically tell us 3 things. It can say it worked and the image is ready. It can say still generating, or it can say it failed. And that's exactly why I have these 3 options right here. So we just have 3 different paths for those 3 different scenarios. And we can see that now that it's successful, it has given us a result here. And that result is this URL. So all we're grabbing here is this result JSON. If we copy and paste this link and we go straight to Google, now we have this wonderful image of a grizzly bear chasing our snowman friend through the forest. And I mean, genuinely, just look how realistic that looks. Like, yeah, it's a snowman riding a sled. That's absolutely insane. We wrote the prompt. We sent that to key.ai with the GET request. We got it back. We were just checking to see if the image is available. It's done, and we have the URL for our image. Next is image to image. In this one, it's a little bit different because we need to use this URL in order to actually write our prompt. So as you can see, it's image to image. So you can probably infer that we're going to be telling the AI what we want in the image, and then we're going to be providing an image. This is exactly how I created the image in the intro. So instead of the grizzly bear chasing a snowman, let's do a grizzly bear boxing the man in this image. Now we have the prompt and the image uploaded. Okay, and now it's running, and then we'll see that result as soon as it's finished. And now that's finished. Let's see what we got. Oh my gosh. That looks pretty sick. That looks pretty awesome. Okay, I don't know who needs a photographer. I mean, that is so crazy, even just with my hair. It's insane. I can't believe how accurate this is. The bear looks like he's just about ready to knock me out. I think me versus a bear, I think that's a close fight. So really the only difference is here we need to get a URL. So what happens here is we're uploading an image into a public URL because Nano Banana needs the image to be publicly accessible in order to use it and process it. So we're using this IMGBB to just create a public URL, and we're using this API key from IMGBB. Now to grab this API, all you do is just go to the website, same thing, grab that API key and paste it in here. And all that's going to allow us to do is just make sure that the image we're uploading has a publicly accessible URL. So that way Nano Banana Pro can access it. And then the body parameters, it's an n8n binary file. And then obviously the name is just image because this is the image that we're uploading. Then we have edit image, same authorization key with bearer plus API key, just like we discussed earlier. And again, you can see here the prompt is actually going to be whatever we're putting in the on-form submission, 1:1 4K. All the same aspects of the image we can change here. And then same thing afterwards, we're using the get method to pull that image back. So the same way we have to upload those binary pictures and turn them into those publicly available URLs. Well, I'm going to show you how to do that in a different way so that we can upload multiple at the same time. In this case, we don't need to do that conversion step, but you do need to make sure that the image URLs are public. So that's as simple as literally just going online and finding publicly available images. So let's just go to Nike and let's get somebody absolutely, dripped out in clothing. Let's go to Nike.com. Okay, so all I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy and paste the image address. And we know that it works because if we copy and paste it into Google, here it is. Let's copy and paste this and let's put like SpongeBob in a crazy outfit. Let's just do this jacket too. Paste that. And then the last one will be, let's do some crazy pants. Here we go. That's something special right there. Okay. So now all the prompt is going to say is generate an image of SpongeBob wearing the, what was the first one? Shoes. The shoes from image 1. He should also be wearing the long sleeve jacket in image 2. He should also be wearing the pants from image 3. Execute step. So those have successfully passed through. And now we just execute the workflow. And again, the same thing is happening. So a post request is being sent through, and now we're just checking to see when it's complete. And now that's complete. So if we go into our result, oh my gosh. All right. So the same thing. We have SpongeBob with the pants and the jacket and the shoes. And I mean, the processing time on that was, no lie, like 30 seconds. So super fast image generation with Nano Banana Pro. And again, you'll notice the only thing that really changed was that in this case, we're sending an array of those 3 image URLs. So as always, you can grab this entire template for free in my school community down in the description. And if you're more serious about wanting to learn and really learn the processes and understand exactly how to not only build these from scratch, but make sure that, when you are getting these free templates, or you're trying to combine things from different workflows, that you actually have a thorough understanding. And not only that, but you can actually build and sell these to businesses just like I have and I'm currently doing, and don't plan on stopping considering how good AI is getting. My link to book a call with me one-on-one will also be down in the description. Subscribe if you want to see the videos that I'll be coming out with, and also leave down in the comments anything that you guys might be struggling with, any topics you want me to cover specifically. I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you in the next video.